Hi everybody and welcome back to the channel. This is Shaka from Shaka Reacts, and today we've got another music teacher reaction and analysis video for you. Specifically today, guys, we're going to be checking out the group Pentatonix, and they're a version of Amazing Grace / My Chains Are Gone. With that being said, everybody, let's get into it.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. And I once was lost.
Oh, Mitch.
But now I'm found, was blind, but now I see.
Okay, I don't normally pause this early. I got to hear that again, guys. That is what an epic opening. I have to hear that again. One, I actually thought it was Mitch harmonizing at first, and it wasn't. And the harmony was just so good at that beginning with just the two lines there. But then when Mitch comes in, oh my gosh, just like cream on top of the icicle cake. I don't know, whatever it is. It's just cream. It's just amazing.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a
Like, I thought this was Mitch. It's not.
like me. And I once was lost, but now I'm found, was blind, but now I see.
Love the resolution. Okay, so before we continue on, so obviously just the harmonics in this are so amazing. But as a choral person, as a choral director type person, my first question is how are they holding that note so long? So I don't know if you guys think about this, because we a lot of times hear this either played on an organ or bagpipes or something like that, where sustaining of a tone is not necessarily an issue. You kind of have everlasting amounts of air. Because even on a bagpipe, you think about a bagpipe, guys, you blow the air in and you push the air out. So it's not like you ever have a point where you don't have air going into it in some capacity. I don't know how they're doing this. Look at this, 58 seconds, guys. 58 seconds to hold a note without breathing. If you try to hold your breath for 58 seconds, most of you probably can't make it, let alone singing a note, holding that pitch perfectly, might I add, through that amount of time. Like, that's incredible for Kevin and Kirsty to do that. Again, I'm assuming those are the two that are holding those sustained notes there. Like, that is just, it's something that's so easy to overlook and not think about, like, oh yeah, that's really, really impressive. That's incredible, because everybody's focused in on the leads there and the harmonies that they're putting out and everything. But for them to hold that note 58 seconds like that without any kind of breath, and more impressively, any fluctuation in pitch, that is so incredible. Okay, we're going to keep going this time, guys. I had to point that out. It's something that's so underrated and oftentimes overlooked, I'm sure.
'Twas grace that taught my heart to fear, and grace my fears relieve. How precious did that grace appear the hour I first believed. My chains are gone.
Okay, before we get into the next section, I was going to say that sounds like a transition thing there. Before we get into the next section, so like I said before, guys, I'm very familiar with the song Amazing Grace. I don't believe I have heard the specific version of My Chains Are Gone. I certainly can recognize certain elements of it from traditional hymns. I'm assuming, though, that this is not a song from a traditional hymn. It sounds more to me like it's been kind of a modernized... I don't know how I want to say this necessarily, but like more of a modernized take on some of the old school hymns and things like that. Something you might see in like a Pentecostal church, something like that. But let me know in the comments down below, guys, specifically where the "My Chains Are Gone" song comes from. Melodically speaking, hearing it here and hearing what that sounds like and how that works, it works so beautifully with Amazing Grace, just in terms of the way the melodic lines run. So there's a lot of counteractivity to that. So for instance, in Amazing Grace, there are parts where it goes down melodically, and you're expecting to hear that again. But in this case, with My Chains Are Gone, it does the opposite. It goes up. Anytime you have contrasting motion in a melodic setting, it sets yourself up so well for having incredible harmonies and incredible voice leadings. It's just, and again, we haven't necessarily heard these two songs cross over each other yet, but I can tell just from hearing My Chains Are Gone, that element of it there, that it's going to blend and mesh together so wonderfully with Amazing Grace. It's just really a cool song. I'm going to have to look into that and learn a little bit more about that, because it's a really cool melody too. I like it a lot. Let's go ahead and rewind into our transition here, guys, into our next section that you've got here.
The sun forbear to shine, but God who called me here below will be forever.
Okay, hold on. hold on. Before we continue on, I know, I can tell there's something big's happening. I'm sorry, guys, but I got to point out, and I started laughing in this section, and it's not that I'm laughing at the song. I'm laughing at the fact that we have talked before. It's almost like a Pentatonix patent. There we go. Pentatonix patent. Let's try saying that 5 times fast. That there is almost always going to be an arpeggio section in the song. So for those of you that don't know what arpeggio is, arpeggios are basically where you outline the chord. Instead of playing the chord all at one time and hearing all the notes at the same time, you hear them individually. So bop, 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 something like that. And they always do it in kind of like a pyramid effect here with this. And when we like to use the word bell tones a lot, they do a bell tone pyramid effect arpeggio. And like we hear it every Pentatonix song. And sure enough, they never fail. Again, I've never heard this song before. I didn't know if this was coming or not. And sure enough, we get to like the I'll call it the C section. It's kind of like the third iteration of what we're hearing here. And bam, we get the arpeggio section. I just love it. We're gonna rewind back to it so that we can hear the arpeggio section again. This is featuring Kirsten. I love what they do here. In terms of contrasting these two sections, because it is basically the same thing twice. So it could get very, very boring, and they did a good job of writing it very differently. One, different lead singers in terms of going from Mitch to Kirsty, but also in terms of the background. So in the first time we hear this, the first iteration of it, we hear just kind of a lot of open space. We hear that psh of the cymbals and and everything else, but there's a lot of openness to it. And then we hear the fills with the arpeggios. It's just a really, really good job of, again, creating very new substance for our ears to enjoy, even though it's basically the same thing a second time around. All right, we're going to go ahead and start here, like I said, with the arpeggio section, so we can listen to that, point that out for you guys, and then we're going to get into the, what I'm assuming is hopefully going to be a key change. It sounds like there might be a key change coming. We'll see, but it looks like the penultimate coda here. All right.
The earth shall soon dissolve like snow. The sun forbear to shine, but God who called me here below will be forever.
I love that.
My chains are gone, I've been set free. My God, my Savior has ransomed me. And like a flood, His mercy reigns.
Oh man, I love that. I love what they did with that final chord there. That was so cool. Sorry, I know I'm interrupting that outro, guys. I got to hear that again. I love what they did with that chord at the end. That was so cool.
My chains are gone, I've been set free.
I love the descending harmonies here.
God, my Savior has ransomed me. And like a flood, His mercy reigns. Unending love, amazing grace. I once was lost, but now I'm found.
Kevin in the falsetto.
Was blind, but now I see.
I love that. I love what they did there at the end. You know, you have the outro with just very open harmonics, no percussive stuff going on there. And then in that moment, why not, flex Kevin's, upper register? Because he does have a beautiful, beautiful head voice. We don't hear it that often, unfortunately. But man, when he lets it loose, it's so good.
I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see.
I love it, love it, love it, love it, guys. Love it. Oh man. I also I didn't mention enough, but our bass singer Matt, I believe his name is Matt. I could be wrong on that. Sorry, guys. It's funny to me how different people have different strong registers. I know he's singing bass in a lot of the stuff that he's got there. I actually really, really like his upper register, like his high baritone range. Anytime he's more up in that range and not covering the low bottom stuff, oh, I love his sound in that register. I almost wish that he was there more often, and we could hear more of him in there, because it's just buttery smooth, amazing. Just what a great song! What a great combo of songs too. These two songs work together so well. Absolutely loved it, guys. Hopefully you did too. If you did, I'd appreciate if you guys like, subscribe, and of course turn those notifications on, guys, so you don't miss any more of the Pentatonix stuff that we've got coming out in the future. Last but not least, guys, if you want to continue your journey down that music rabbit hole, make sure you check out the next video.